The kind of promotion that we're doing today for Yaariyan is what was required for the first film. We didn't do that. Malaal actually became a cult later on, I realized, because when people started watching it on Netflix, that's when they started messaging, oh, we've never seen this film and we just saw it and we loved your performance, we loved the film. But at the same time, I knew that, of course, expectations to hongi, because Dada has done crazy comedy all, through the span of his career. Father has as well. Iconic characters, iconic roles, delivered very beautifully. But of course, sometimes you get stressed, you feel low, that, why aren't things working out?
Usually people do this the way that they become first an AD, then they become an actor. You did AD, actor, AD.
A lot of people on set also found that really weird. They were very embarrassed. I don't know why. They were just giving me looks that, "Arey, aap kyun kar rahe ho? Arey, aap kyun kar rahe ho?" And when I first saw her perform as Gangu, pata chal jata hai, you know that, okay, she's hit it out of the park. So somewhere I think on set we preempted that she's going to be getting all the awards and she's going to be taking it away.
Today we see people supporting each other, people hyping each other up. So that also...
But that also I feel comes with strings attached, you know what I'm saying, in today's times. Yeah, they are supportive, but they're only supportive of people who they are close to. Because I've come from a filmy family, I know exactly how to deal with the ways. The mistakes that my father has made had to succumb to a lot of trash opportunities, I would say.
I think when we talk about actors, I feel like there needs to be a certain charm to them that just appeals to you on screen. My next guest possesses a plethora of it. Whenever he appears on screen, you just can't help but have your eyes stuck on him. He wouldn't let it waver anywhere. He has been proving himself with each project that he's undertaking. He has worked with the creme de la creme of people, and I feel like there is just bigger and better things written for him in the future. And it has already started. It just reaches another level with his next release, Yaariyan 2. And right now I'm very excited as I sit in the company of Meezaan. So Meezaan, firstly, welcome to Bollywood Bubble.
Thank you so much, Akash. Thank you for having me.
Firstly, I have to start. How is the...
That's probably the best intro someone's given me. So thank you for that.
Dil se nikla. Literally haven't prepared anything.
Thank you.
Actually, talking about Yaariyan, like there's a lot, you have been on a big promotional streak.
Right.
And currently we are seeing that a lot of filmmakers and a lot of films are opting for a shorter duration of promotional video.
Right.
You have been at it for a long time now.
Yeah.
It's almost 2 months, close to. So how has it been? Because the scenario is comparatively different and things are very different, but the reception that has been coming is amazing.
Right.
So how has been that experience for you?
It's, first of all, we're very blessed and lucky to get such a long campaign to do, because like you said, aaj ke time mein people don't spend that kind of money in promotions. And I feel it's very important to hold promotions the way we are, because it takes time for the audience to accept something and also for it to start getting into their lives or heads. You need at least 2 months, especially, when you're coming up with something new. So you need that much time in order to get that audience, the attention span of the audience, So we've been lucky that we have a 2-month campaign that we spent on the film. It's been a month now we've been promoting the film. We have another month to go. But nervous times ahead for me because, obviously you spent a year and a half in a film and finally it's coming out. So obviously in these 2 months, we try to give it as much as we can. It's super hectic. It's super... you barely get any sleep. You're constantly trying and thinking of new ways to promote the film, or whatever opportunity that you get, you try to grab onto that, because if you do not put out the film in a beautiful way, then there's no point in putting so much effort and time into that project, So we're grateful, and I'm glad that I'm lucky that I got the opportunity to be promoting the movie the way that we are.
And I know how hectic your schedule is, because this is the third attempt that we are having at this interview.
Right.
Because the first two got cut because of your schedule.
Right.
But for you in your real life, how important have been your cousins?
Very important. So I'm super close to my cousins. And mom side majority, as everyone knows. So I think everyone is very close to the mom side of the cousins, I guess, on an average. But I'm very close to my mom side of the cousins, and I have siblings as well. But, that my siblings helped me in relating to those emotions with my cousins in the film, because I have a brother and sister. But my cousins otherwise were always there as always my support system in a way as a kid while growing up, you know, because I was the youngest amongst the cousins. So कोई भी झगड़े हो जाते थे या fight, so let me call my cousins up. They'll come for my help, you know, or let me call my cousins up कि कोई पढ़ाई की problem हो गई, so they were helping out with पढ़ाई. You know, whether it's being dropped off, picked up from classes, it was always my cousins who were in a way like a parent figure as well, you know, in my lives, who were like कोई कराटे क्लास में चला गया मैं एज अ किड तो मेरा कजिन वहाँ बाहर खड़ा है, यू नो, ही इज वेटिंग फॉर 2-3 hours, फवाद इज वेटिंग फॉर मी, or Gibran, another cousin of mine, has taken me for somewhere else. And, you know, they've always been there. They've always been supportive. And, you know, they've taken care of me as their own child because itna farak tha age mein. So, you know, my parents, my cousins still date. As a kid, of course, they were like much older. So there was like a certain daira that you all line that you don't cross because they're much older. But today we've come to an age where we've crossed that age and we're all friends and we share everything about each other. And I can openly talk to them about my life, my experiences, what's happened, you know, whether it's my relationships or whatever. You know, and it's been a wonderful, I think, journey. And I think that's the journey of life somewhere. Even if they're older or younger, somewhere after a certain age, you become friends. And that's what you see in the film as well, you know, because on our poster also it says cousins by blood, friends by choice. So I think that's a feeling and understanding that comes when you mature up with life, when you understand. And that's the journey that the three cousins take in the film as well. There's one instance actually randomly I remembered right now that I'll never forget is I used to have asthma as a kid. And we were at a wedding, a cousin's wedding in Bhopal. And I got an asthma attack as a kid, like a very, very bad one. And it was my cousin who just picked me up, put me in the car, and just took me from that wedding. Like nobody knew what had happened, kahan gaya, nobody, because we didn't have time to react. So he immediately just put me in the car, took me straight to the hospital, and we, you know, got the matter solved. But, you know, in times like these, it's your cousins who are there for you, who will react the way they should immediately. And I'm glad that I have cousins who are looking after me that way.
When you come into the industry, anyone for that matter, you want success, you want your films to work, you want your work to be appreciated. While the appreciation might have come, the figures did not.
Right.
Your first film and the second was on OTTs, but still it did not gather as much steam.
Right.
Was it disheartening because the first two steps that you took somehow did not connect as well?
Right.
This is your third now, but the first two, when they did not work, was it disheartening? And they had a period of time between them as well.
So with the first film, of course, the kind of promotion that we're doing today for Yaariyan is what was required for the first film. We didn't do that. But nevertheless, it was a great film. And people really adored and loved my performance and they connected with my character, which is why, you know, I even get work further on. I think it's very important to be very good at what you do. Whether the film works or not, it's not in your hands because there's a lot that goes into making a film. A lot of people go into it. But when you perform, it's just you. That's my job as an actor, to do the best I can and deliver a great performance. And that's what I try to do with every film, you know. And I just see that people should not say, isne iska kaam barabar se nahi kiya. That's the main thing. And whether it's with Malaal, Malaal actually became a cult later on, I realized, because when people started watching it on Netflix, that's when they started messaging, oh, we've never seen this film and we just saw it and we loved your performance, we loved the film. And a lot of people connected with it. A lot of people today meet me and they tell me that there's a random guy who came to me at the Yaariyan 2 trailer launch who had come into the theatre to watch some other movie. And he just saw me, he's like, brother, I loved you in Malaal. I loved the movie, I loved it. Can I take a picture? So that really, you know, brings a smile to your face. It leaves you very, very happy and content. And even with Hungama, there were, see, every film has a target audience. And not everybody will like every film. Because some people like some different genres, some people like different. So everyone has their own taste. Hungama was a very family audience-oriented film. And also kids. You know, my audience for the film was kids, which today is very successful for me because when I go out, a lot of kids come up to me with their parents. And by kids, I mean kids ranging from the age of probably 7 to 16, 17, you know, that age group. So when they come up to you and they're like, we loved your song, we love your films, can we please take a picture with you? You know, that's an unconditional and a very pure reaction coming from a child. So I absolutely love it when, you know, when children say that they've loved my film because I know they mean it. and they've loved Hungama, and they actually want to see me more in those kind of films. But then there is a different sect of audience which comes and tells me they want to see me more in Malal-like roles, or they want to see me in an action film. So you somewhere are trying to balance out and cater to everyone's needs as an actor, and you will do that over your journey and your career span. My journey has just begun. So there's a lot more that I have to offer, a lot more that I will do. But I'm taking it one film at a time, and I'm trying to see what is something new or something more that I can show the people that I've not. And I also try to do it with like completely transforming myself in the character. Whether it's the voice, whether it's the physicality, whether it's the way I walk, the body language, and even the looks, of course. I think people will also start seeing that over time, because once they see that, oh, he's gone from this to this to this to this, and also different genres of films, like you said. So I think they'll appreciate that, and I'm just enjoying my process of being an actor and trying to explore myself and my craft. Yeah, that's it.
The transformation looks everyone has witnessed, from the long hair and a heavy beard to that
Hungama.
chikna boy in Hungama. Everyone has seen. You have been an AD on Gangubai, and it was after you had done your first.
Right.
People usually, you have done before also that work on Padmavat and Bajirao, but usually people do this the way that they become first an AD, then they become an actor. You did AD, actor, AD. Why was there ever any apprehension?
मुझे आज भी अगर बुलाए ना सर, तो मैं आज भी चला जाऊंगा. It is, I don't think I have any airs about that. I don't consider myself कि यार, I'm just because I'm an actor, I can't be an AD on set. I don't think that makes sense. If my mentor needs me on set, or if any other director who I'm close to, if they request me to be helping out on set, of course I'll go out help out on set, because I love filmmaking, I love films, and whatever help is required from my side on a film to help out, make it better, I will be there. And especially if Sanjay sir is calling me, then of course I'll be there. And I was there, and a lot of people on set also found that really weird. They were very embarrassed. I don't know why. They were just giving me looks that, "Arey, aap kyun kar rahe ho? Arey, aap kyun kar rahe ho?" And because on his set there are like 200-300 junior artists. So I was, there was a scene where I was just standing and I saw that उनको दूसरी चप्पल पहनानी थी और एक के शू लेसेस खुल गए थे. So I quickly said, "Arey, chappal leke aa." So he got the chappal, and I just went to his feet and I removed his chappal and I put his other chappal on. And he felt so uncomfortable and awkward. He said, "Sir, aap kyun kar rahe hain aisa?" I said, "Arey, how does it matter, yaar? We need to get the shot done. That's what's more important." So I think, I think that's my upbringing as well. I don't, I think of everyone as equal. I think we're here to do a good job, and that's what's more important.
Yeah, and I think you said correctly, like it's not you, but it's the people around you who kind of feel the air about it.
Exactly.
They become. But like when an Alia Bhatt wins the national award for a film like that, and you have seen that magic happen live.
Right.
How does it feel? Because you have actually see it happen in front of your eyes.
Right. When I first saw her perform as Gangu, I पता चल जाता है, you know that, okay, she's hit it out of the park. She's fully into her character. She is looking the part. She's transformed her voice, the way she's delivered her dialogue, because her voice is not like that. Her body language, the way she sits, whether it's with like one leg up and all of that. It's the attitude, which also Sanjay sir brings out in the actor. You just know, that ye hone wala hai. So somewhere I think on set we preempted that she's going to be getting all the awards and she's going to be taking it away, which she does with every performance of hers. But apart from that, I think it was a great opportunity to see how she works, because of course, when I assisted before, I saw Ranveer sir, Deepika ma'am and Shahid sir, the way they performed and their way of working. But the more you see, because everyone has their own way of working. So I saw Ajay sir and Alia Bhatt on this film. That was a wonderful experience to see how are they listening to Sanjay sir and taking his directions and implementing that in their performance. Is this how I would do it? Is this how I should do it? So in my head, all these things are going on. As an actor, when I'm watching this, everyone else is not watching it the same way. I'm watching it a certain way because I was still shooting. So for me, it's like, oh, this is how I should have translated this direction. This is what, and when they come up with, they improvise and they come up with stuff, then you're like, "Arey yaar, wow. These are the things that you need to pick up, and this is what you need to learn from them." So I try and learn as much as I can and pick up from the best of the best in the industry and put it together in my craft.
That's why I said it's magic. You have seen magic happen live. But like going back to like Hungama 2, when it came, since it was a comedy and you have a legacy of actors who have done so well in comedy, they have made a niche for themselves. Did you ever thinking that maybe people associate a lot of expectations from you from that role because it was comedy, let alone any other reason?
100%. Before I got into it, I did. I was nervous about that. But at the same time, I knew that, of course, expectations to hongi because Dada has done crazy comedy all, through the span of his career. Father has as well. Iconic characters, iconic roles, delivered very beautifully. I knew that, of course, those expectations will be there. But at the end of the day, the character that I'm about to play is written by a certain person, Priyan sir in this example, and it's his vision. And I am just supposed to portray it to the best of my abilities how he says. Of course, if I have a few suggestions, I will bring it up on set and tell him, sir, aisa kar loon, which he gives you room to do. But I completely surrendered myself in his hands because I knew that Priyan sir is such a person. First of all, he's 98 films he's directed or something. And he is a legend, and I was just fanboying on set watching Paresh sir, Rajpal sir, Priyan sir, Johnny sir, and getting a chance to work with them. And Priyan sir is a kind of person who acts and shows you how it's to be done. So he used to do it and show it to us.
Yeah, while you had kind of done your part of the job, do you feel those expectations kind of hindered in the performance of the film or maybe the reception of the performance that you gave?
I don't know. I hate critiquing my own performance or talking about it. But I personally don't even watch it, Premiere tak dekhta hu main. Premiere ke baad I don't watch the film. And I watch it much later. Like I saw Malaal 2 weeks ago after 4 years. After the release of the film, I had not seen the film. So I just saw it and I loved it. And I liked myself also, to be honest, in the film. I thought I did a pretty good job. And I was quite surprised as to how different I am today from what I was then. Also, Hungama, when I watched recently, I loved it. I actually have no complaints about it. How the film will do, it's हर फिल्म की किस्मत होती है, एक लाख होती है. But also I feel it was a theatrical film. It was not an OTT film. But because it released on OTT during COVID, a lot of people saw it. And a lot of people loved it. And when people come and tell me they love the film, they love my performance, I think my job is done. So I don't think much.
Yeah. But like growing up, you had seen your grandfather as well as your father being getting success more in the character roles.
Right.
Rather than the leading space.
Right.
Was it ever put in your mind by other people? I'm not saying by family, but other people around that, maybe that is the way you should also go towards, instead of trying to go into the leading space?
Actually, other people told me otherwise. They told me you should not be doing the character roles. You should be doing like completely lead roles because that's just how your personality is. That's just how you look and all of that. I think each to his own. I think those are the decisions that they took for themselves. And the decisions that you take in order of kind of roles that you do and films that you do leads to what kind of films are going to be offered to you. So you have to be very careful as to what decisions and characters you want to play and end up playing. And I think I've been very choosy and very thoughtful as to what I want to do because I know that that's going to give me those kind of roles in the future. So it's a very strategized thing, but at the same time not strategized as well because it's not in your control what's going to come to you and what's not. And what's actually finally going to be made and what's not. Because there have been a lot of films that I have been trying to do, but wo bani nahi. And something else randomly came along the way and that worked out even better. So you just have to sort of go with the flow, but take the best decisions from what you have at hand.
Yeah, and you are choosy, we know that, because in 4 years you have given only 2 films. Third is gonna come in.
नहीं, but 2 साल तो कोविड के गए ना.
हाँ तो
वो तो माइनस करना पड़ेगा ना. So 2 years only technically. 2 years में 3 films. And one second,
one of your film was in COVID. Released during COVID.
But see, but we shot before COVID. We started the shoot before COVID. Then COVID started, so there was a massive gap. Yeah, I can't. I think no one would count COVID. Yeah, full dunya came to a standstill. But apart from COVID, apart from these 3 films, there were also 2 films that I shot. Before Yaariyan. Yaariyan was actually my last film that I shot, which is coming out now. But last year I had shot for 2 more films, which will come out after Yaariyan, which are also completely different genres and also with big directors and great opportunities.
One of them, I know.
Yeah,
everyone knows.
Yeah, I think there's Sanjay Gupta film. There's Miranda Brothers, and there's a film I did called Suspect with Nana Patekar as well. So in that I'm playing a double role, but that's a murder mystery thriller. This is a sports drama, and Yaariyan is a family.
See again, 5 different genres, 5
exactly
different films.
5 different looks.
5 different looks.
Exactly. So I'm looking forward to for those ones to also come out and people to see them.
Yeah. when we say the topic of star kids, when it comes, like people only notice the privilege. People
Right.
don't notice the hard work and the scrutiny that goes into it. Because I always say that people don't realize that more than the privilege is the scrutiny.
Right.
Because you are not in the eye from your first film.
Right.
You are way before
Yeah.
in the public eye. So when the scrutiny comes and your first two films don't work as expected, did you see it getting harder and harder on you?
I think it becomes more challenging because you're obviously trying to prove yourself even more.
Yeah.
You're trying to get the perfect film which does perfectly at the box office and stuff like that. But then at the end of the day, you also realize that it's not in your hands, it's not in your control. So, like I said, it all comes down to you just doing your best and giving a kick-ass performance. Like, people should be blown away when they see you on screen. So that's the level of performance that I want to give. You know, and I think the trade and the industry sees that you know, that this, okay, you know what, the movie didn't work, but this guy performed well. So why don't we actually take him in this character in our film? And why don't we take him in our film? And we'll try to give him the due that he deserves. So I actually just play around, with my characters and give the best performance. I think that's about it. There's nothing more that I can do. But of course, sometimes you get stressed, you feel low, that, you know, why aren't things working out? But, you know, at the end of the day, you have to take a step back. You know, just take a deep breath and know that it'll work out in your favor. And you just be 100% true to what you're doing. Only then it will happen, you know. And like you said about the whole Starkey thing, I don't think I've ever faced any pressure in that area. Because my father was never the kind who used to go out for parties or socialize or come under that zone, you know. He just used to do his work and he was out. He was very good at what he did, which is why he continues working till date. I think the eyeballs started coming towards me once Sanjay sir said that he's launching me. Before that, there were no eyeballs really. Because I kept away from the industry as well. I never really interacted with. I mean, I knew all the other contemporaries because we were in school together or same mutual friend group and stuff like that, but never going to those industry scenes or parties, you know.
So today, when you get invited to these parties, do you go?
I go.
Do you like going
Of
there?
course. I do go. And it's not about like or don't like. I think it's everyone coming together to support one another. And that's very important in today's times. Whenever the industry calls upon people of its, you know, tribe, I would say, you come together to support one another. I think that's very important. And I try to do that whenever I can. And, you know, going for movies premieres and people's premieres. I think that's very important. You have to be supportive. So मेरी तरफ से तो मैं कोशिश करता ही हूँ कि मैं वो करूँ.
But I really like this thing about this generation of actors, that they are very vocal in coming out and supporting each other.
Right.
Like before also, there used to be support, but maybe we can say that maybe social media wasn't there, so the vocality of it didn't come out as much. But today we see people supporting each other, people hyping each other up. So that also...
But that also, I feel, comes with strings attached. You know what I'm saying? In today's times. Yeah, they are supportive, but they're only supportive of people who they are close to. Or if they have a hidden agenda in order to gain from that support. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I know I'm about to do a movie with this person, or I'm about to produce a movie with this person, so now I'm going to back this person in order to get success for my future project with this person. So I think those kind of things still exist, but I try to keep that out of the way and just be purely supportive. If I truly like you, I'll be supportive. If I don't like you, I'm not going to be fake, yaar. That's just how I am. I'd rather be clear, cut and clear that way, than to be fake and come in your support and, you know, try to give you that love. I'm not that kind of a person. I can't be fake. I think you can immediately see it on my face if you know something's bothering me. So I'm a very open book that way. If I like you, you'll know I like you. If I don't like you, I don't like you.
Yeah. And this business is very uncertain. Right. And yesterday I was talking to a friend of mine who is trying to become an actor, and he has hit a low phase, and he's going back home because for a few while because he can't deal with the lows. Do you feel like growing up in a family that has seen people go through that helped you kind of deal with the uncertainty of the business?
100%. Because I've come from a filmy family, I know exactly how to deal with the ways, you know, because of the mistakes that my father has made, or, you know, the kind of problems he's faced. So you learn from his mistakes, and he's got 40 years of experience. So that 40 years is what I've taken on. And sometimes even when I don't understand it, if I speak, I always speak to my parents about my work things. So they always tell me, no, if you do this, this is what will happen. If you do this. So always, you know, they've taught me and they've completely nurtured me into becoming this person that I am today, and how I react to things, you know. A lot of people tell me the best part about you is that you keep quiet, you don't say anything. And I think that is what has led me to continue moving in the flow of things. Because I feel if you react a certain way, you don't know how a person's going to take it. You don't know whether it's going to benefit you or whether it's going to cut ties for you in the future. So I just keep quiet about things. I think that's better. Keep it to yourself. I think you are vocal about people you need to, or you trust. You know, if I trust you, I'll tell you exactly what's going on. But if I don't, I'll just keep quiet about it. I think if you have something good to say, say it. If you don't, keep it to yourself.
Yeah, and you spoke about the lows. So how did you see your father deal with the lows in his career? Because he has seen that roller coaster of ride. He, as you said, he has dealt with his mistakes. He has dealt with his phase when it was not going as well. How did you see him be? Because as a you see your fathers as superheroes. To see them being vulnerable is not easy.
See, he had to succumb to a lot of rash opportunities, I would say. But he had to do it because he knew that, yaar, abhi kaam nahi hai, to mujhe ye karna pad raha hai because to take care of, to pay the bills. Okay, to pay for my child's school, college tuition fees or whatever. And also to live up to the lifestyle that my children have now gotten into. So I think that pressure is the most dangerous because that's such a helpless situation that what will a father do in that situation? You know, I've seen him go through that. But at the same time, I don't know, with me, you know, whenever I feel low, it's my mother who always consoles me and I think sort of brings me back on track. And I think I am a very spiritual person, so I pray a lot. So when I pray, it just sort of brings me back on track. It brings me at peace with myself, and it just, I feel those energies just work things around me. So if something's not working out, it just comes in my favor or benefit somehow. I don't know why, it's just been like that in my life. I'm blessed. It's my parents' prayers and blessings which have been passed on. But things just seem to work out. So I've just completely left my faith in God. And I know that whatever He will do for my benefit.
And as you grow, you become mature enough to deal with things. But as a child, what he did is different. But how did it used to impact you? How do you used to deal with this when your father was not going through a good phase?
I don't think I dealt with it in the right way because we did not understand as children what he was going through. Samajh to aaj aayi hai na, when I have become mature. So today I realize what he was going through. But at that time I didn't at all. So we were busy in our worlds, like you said, you know, we were talking about your cousins, how your grandmother had passed away, but as children you don't realize you're doing masti with your own cousins. So we never realized. We were continuing in our own lives with our own friends and we were like, mummy paise chahiye, and mummy and papa know ke paise nahi hai ghar pe, lekin phir bhi kaun samjhayega bacche ko. You know, so they're still helping out as much as they can. So to understand that, I think that comes much later on in life when you mature. But as kids we didn't understand that, sadly, and we just did our own thing.
It has been a pleasure seeing you on the screen. Thank you. It has been a pleasure to always talk to you off the screen. This is our first face-to-face conversation.
Yes.
Before that, it has always been telephonic. I hope you had a good time because I had a great time. Thank you for
so much.
opening up, and thank you for being the person that you are. Wishing you lots and lots of love and luck for everything you do. And I'm sure Yaariyan 2 is going to be a blockbuster.
Thank you. I hope so too.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Hi, this is Meezaan Jafri and you're watching me on Bollywood Bubble.